the Mr.B Trucking Institute. At this institute, we find solutions, not excuses. Systems. Now, welcome to section 3, all right? So in section 3, what we're gonna be dealing with is the coupling system and the trailer. That's the system that we're gonna follow, all right? So, we're gonna start with our service line on our tractor. Properly mounted and secured, not cracked, bent, or broken. All hardware is present. I'm checking the holes for any damages, all right? And I'm checking the grommet on the trailer side as well, and my hose not cut, not dry rotted, not damaged. It's looking good. All right, I have my emergency line on the tractor, properly mounted, secured, not cracked, bent, or broken. I'm checking my hoses for damage, cuts. It looks good. I'm checking my grommets on the trailer side to make sure they're properly mounted, secure. It's not dry rotted, not damaged, not bent, cracked, or broken. I'm checking my electrical line on both sides to make sure it's properly mounted and secured. I'm checking to make sure I see no missing prongs. It's not damaged, properly mounted, secured, not bent, cracked, or broken. I'm checking the electrical line on the trailer side as well. I'm checking the prongs, make sure they're not missing or damaged. Looks good. Properly mounted and secured, not bent, cracked, or broken. Okay? Now, we're about to check the apron. All right? So let's keep it moving. So remember systems, I'm checking my coupling right now. So I check my emergency line, I check my service line, as well as my electrical line. All right? So I'm going to continue with my coupling, and I'm going to check my apron, the upper apron, all right? Properly mounted and secure, not cracked, bent, or broken. I see no holes, all right? And I'm checking to make sure that there is no gap in between my apron and my fifth wheel skid plate. I'm gonna check my fifth wheel skid plate to make sure it's properly mounted and secured, not cracked, bent, or broken. All hardware is present, and I'm gonna make sure that it's properly greased. As I come down, I'm gonna check my sliding fifth wheel to make sure it's properly mounted and secured, not cracked, not bent, not broken. All hardware is present. I'm gonna check my platform to make sure my platform is present, properly mounted and secured, not cracked, bent, or broken. All hardware is present. I'm looking at my mounting bolts to make sure my mounting bolts are properly mounted and secured, not cracked, bent, or broken. All hardware is present. And this is my kingpin, making sure that it's properly mounted and secured, not cracked, bent, or broken. And the shank of the kingpin, the locking lever is locked over the shank of the kingpin, properly mounted and secured, not cracked, bent, or broken. So that's the coupling system, okay? So with the coupling system, you need to have that family where you talk about the emergency line, you talk about the service line, the electrical line on both sides of the tractor and trailer. And then I went through all of my coupling devices and I did a PTE, pointed to it, touched, and explained. I talked about the apron, I talked about the fifth wheel skid plate, the sliding fifth wheel, no gap, kingpin, locking lever, release arm. I talked about the mounting bolts, the platform. It's so important that you name all of those parts in your system, okay? And you point to it, explain it, talk about it, all right? And that would complete the coupling. So what we're gonna do is continue with the trailer. Let's go. This a little bonus track on the coupling. I know that was corny, but we're gonna keep rocking with it. So, when I did the coupling in section 3, the tractor and the trailer were coupled. I just wanted you to see how things look when the tractor and the trailer is uncoupled. So, when it's uncoupled, you can see here the emergency line, the service line, and you can see that they're properly mounted and secured on the side of the tractor. This is your emergency, this is your service, and right here we have the electric line. Properly mounted, secured, not cracked, bent, or broken, all of the lines, and I'm checking here for prongs, make sure there's no missing prongs and that my electrical system is good. And this is what you call dummy coupling on the truck. So to make sure the dummy coupling is here, they call it dummy coupling because it's just holding up the ends of the air lines here so they won't drag on the ground, okay? So you can get just a clear view of how things look when it's uncoupled. Uncoupled, now you can actually see your platform, properly mounted and secured, not cracked, bent, or broken. You see your mounting bolts, properly mounted and secured, not cracked, bent, or broken. You can see the sliding fifth wheel, okay? Properly mounted and secured, not cracked, bent, or broken, all hardware is present. And this is the actual skid, fifth wheel skid plate, properly mounted and secured, and make sure that it is greased, okay? And this is the safety arm. This is the release arm, and this is the safety latch. Release arm, safety latch. They're completely open right now. Why? Because the truck is uncoupled. And if you look right here, this is the locking lever. So when the truck moves under and goes under the trailer, the kingpin is right there in the apron, and it locks in right here, and that locking lever, boom, it goes around it, and this release arm goes in, and the safety latch is there. And just so you can get a clear look at the kingpin, there you go. Look at that kingpin looking so kingly, okay? And you see the head of the kingpin and that little indented part around it at the top, that's actually what we call shaft. And that's what locks into the fifth wheel skid plate. Locking lever locks around it, we're all locked, and we're gonna make sure that there's no gap in between this apron and the fifth wheel skid plate. And all of this stuff is properly mounted and secured, and the coupling system is not bent, cracked, or broken. All right, that's just a little bonus track on the coupling. So I'm continuing with my trailer. I just finished the coupling. Now, this is the bulkhead, properly mounted and secured, not cracked, bent, or broken. All the rivets are in place, not bent, not cracked, not broken, they're present. I have these clearance lights up here, properly mounted and secured, and they are amber in color. What I'm gonna do is look down the entire side of this trailer. I'm looking at my DOT tape to make sure my DOT tape is present. I'm looking at the side of my trailer to make sure I see no holes, no damages, properly mounted and secured, not cracked, bent, or broken. This trailer does not have clearance lights up here, but if your trailer has clearance lights, you talk about those clearance lights the same way you would talk about this indicator light. It's amber in color, properly mounted and secured, not cracked, bent, or broken. The rubber seal is in place. And as I get here to the back of the trailer, I have my ABS light, you see right here, my ABS light, and my clearance light, properly mounted and secured. My ABS light is amber in color. Amber in color, the seal is present. Clearance light here, present. Seal is in place, not bent, cracked, or broken, properly mounted and secured. Now, I did the entire side of my trailer. Now, I'm coming here and I'm doing my landing gear. Landing gear, properly mounted and secured, not cracked, bent, or broken. All the hardware is present. The feet of the landing gear is off the ground. My crank handle works properly. Properly mounted and secured, not cracked, bent, or broken. All right, now as we get under this trailer and we look under this trailer, we have the frame of the trailer. Properly mounted and secured, not cracked, bent, or broken. These are the cross members, making sure they're properly mounted and secured, not cracked, bent, or broken. I'm checking the floor, this entire floor of the trailer, to make sure that there are no holes in the floor of my trailer. So now, let's move into the back of the trailer and continue this going. Hey, so we're still under the trailer and we're checking the cross members. And I'm checking the floor of the trailer, no holes. checking the frame of the trailer, all right? And I'm looking at my tandem system right here. Properly mounted and secured, not cracked, bent, or broken. This is my tandem release arm. Properly mounted and secured, not cracked, bent, or broken. And the pin is locked in place on my tandem system, okay? So now the families begin to repeat back here, all right? Because you have the tire family. And you would deal with this tire family the same way you dealt with the tire family in section 2. These tires, you have bud spacing, free of debris, okay? These tires can be recapped, regrooved, and no less than 232. And you would talk about the axle seal to make sure it's not leaking. You see no leaks. You'll talk about the lug nuts to make sure that the lug nuts are present. There's no running rust or shiny thread that will be an indicator of looseness on your lug nuts. You will talk about the rim back here to make sure your rim is not cracked, bent, or broken. It's properly mounted and secured, and there's no unauthorized welds. You do your ICD back here. You will talk about the inflation. My valve cap right here is stem. The cap is present. I will check this tire to make sure that it's at the manufacturer's specifications concerning the inflation. I will check the condition of the tires to make sure there's no chunks, there's no cuts or damages, okay? Not bent, cracked, or broken. There's no dry rot. I was talking about the condition. The depth, I just discussed that, okay? So everything is repeated. That's why the mountain is beginning to get small, people, because things are repeating, all right? The braking system back here is the same as the braking system up there. What are we checking? Brake drums, free of oil and debris, not cracked, bent, or broken, properly mounted and secured. You're talking about brake pads, not dangerously worn thin, free of oil, debris. Free of oil and debris, properly mounted and secured, not cracked, bent, or broken, okay? And then we have, what are these right here? Great chambers, properly mounted and secured. I hear no leaks. Not bent, cracked, or broken. My brake chambers have a clamp. The clamp is present. All hardware is there. Properly mounted, secured, not cracked, bent, or broken. And I have slack adjusters. Properly mounted, secured, not cracked, bent, or broken. With the brakes release, wheels chalk, I will pull on my slack adjuster and make sure I have no more than an inch of plate on that push rod. Wow, look at those brake hoses. Not cut, not damaged, not dry rotted. I hear no leaks. So you see how things are just repeating back here. Now it's a little different back here because this is an air ride trailer. Okay, so when I start talking about the suspension back here, we have shock absorbers, properly mounted and secured, not cracked, bent, or broken. And the shock absorbers, I see no leaks. Okay? And these are airbags. My airbags are properly mounted and secured, not cracked, bent, or broken. All hardware is present, okay? And my air mounts are properly mounted and secured, not cracked, bent, or broken. Hey! Oh, that's not a crack. They're properly mounted and secured, okay? My air mounts. And with those bags, they're rubber, so you're gonna make sure you talk about I see no dry rot, I see no damages or cuts or abrasions. So I'm looking at that rubber on my airbags, okay? And making sure that it's properly mounted, secured, not cracked, bent, or broken. And that's my suspension system back here. But guess what? I have a torque bar, properly mounted, secured, not cracked, bent, or broken on my passenger side. And on my driver's side right here, I have a torque rod, properly mounted, secured, not cracked, bent, or broken. All hardware is present. And all of these hoses, not dry rotted, I hear no leaks. They're 18 inches off of the ground. So when we get under the trailer and we deal with this axle, everything is kind of the same where it was in section 2. Bud spacing, everything's the same. The only thing that's additional back here is my tandem system, okay? And I have a torque bar and a torque rod. And my suspension system back here consists of the airbags, air mounts, okay? And every trailer is different. You have to make sure you look at the equipment before your pre-trip, because some trailers you will have front rear spring hangers, U-bolts, okay? And the air ride trailers are a little different, all right? Just that simple. So we're gonna continue with the trailer. We're about finished because we're about to go to the back door. Come on, let's go. So before we reach the back door, we have our mud flap right here. Properly mounted and secured, not cracked, bent, or broken. All hardware is present on our mud flap. Now we've reached the back door of the trailer. So the first thing we're gonna do is look at our clearance lights up top. Make sure they're properly mounted and secured, not cracked, bent, or broken. The rubber seal is in place, they're not damaged. So now I'm looking at the hinges of the door to make sure it's properly mounted and secured, not cracked, bent, or broken. All hardware is present. I'm looking at the latches on the door to make sure the latches are properly mounted and secured, not cracked, bent, or broken. They open and they close properly, okay? Not cracked, bent, or broken. I'm looking at my DOT tape to make sure it's present, not damaged, properly mounted and secured, not cracked, bent, or broken. I have my brake lights, my tail lights, my right and left turn signals back here. All of my lights are properly mounted and secured, not cracked, bent, or broken. The rubber seal is in place, not damaged. The seal is not dry rotted or cracked. Everything looks good. My tag is up to date. My DOT bumper is properly mounted and secured, not cracked, bent, or broken. DOT tape is present. Now we are finished with section 3. So again, remember the systems. Always have your families, have your system 1, 2, 3. Practice it the same way every time. Section 3, I started with the coupling. I did my entire trailer, okay? So again, that mountain now, I see you climbing over it. I see you climbing. After section 4, we're gonna do this end cab, and then we've done a pre-trip, and you are ready. Let's do the in-cab inspection. Let's go.